Okay, so I have a couple things I have to get off my chest. One thing is, remember, like a month ago when the whole drama happened and Trixie jumped over the gate, and then the neighbors who were threatening me, that have been threatening me since I moved in, trying to intimidate me and stuff, who also support the regime, who also, call their Hispanic neighbors spics and, yell racial slurs at them and stuff. Those people, yeah, when I had called the cops to come out, right, to protect me. So today I just get a ticket in the mail, and it is a non-traffic ticket. So if I don't pay it, it says it's a criminal offense, so that they can, I don't go before the judge or anything. They can just say, hey, we're charging you criminally because your dog got out of your gate for 30 seconds. Although dogs run around here like I'm out in a rural place. I mean, it's next door is full of just dogs out, dogs out, dogs out. But the thing that just gets me is they come out, the cop comes out to, make sure that I'm not going to get beat up by these people, I guess. And then sends me a ticket a month later because the dog jumped out. And it can be a criminal, if I don't pay this. Out here, too, where I live, the mail gets stolen all the time. That's the other big thing on next door. Animals out, or watch out, there's a bear, or whatever. Or they're bitching, complaining, attacking. But, it's all just like neighborhood kind of stuff. And so I see like what goes on and what people talk about. And I don't know, my mind is just so blown that I talk about all the time. This is just a very, ignorant kind of area that just are, I don't know, they don't think for themselves. They do what they're told, apparently, because I'm an extremist, because I have a flag. I'm not what is that, compliant kind of person. I have tattoos covering me. So these people who, have like that Border Patrol guy who's married to my friend, who I don't even know if he's turned me in. I mean, she called me over to her house to let me know that he has decided, that I'm a problem because of my tattoos. And he's looking through my car for contraband. I don't even know. So, I don't know. It's spooky, and then the cops aren't going to protect me. I mean, so I don't know if I'm already on a list. I already had Secret Service come to my house before. So I don't know. It's weird. But I mean, that's how the communists run things. So, and then the other thing too that I wanted to talk about. So I was watching this movie. It's called Angel's Crest. Oh, I shouldn't have said what it was called. Well, it's gonna be a spoiler alert. So, well, I don't think it's really a spoiler alert, because it's about this tragic thing that happens in this town, and how it affects the whole town. And it's like the butterfly effect, and everybody has to look at themselves, and they have to it is that look in the mirror. It's that come to Jesus moment, and where people have to look at themselves, what's going on right here on the planet. And so in this one, the thing that I found interesting is because of, people just can't wrap their heads around how bad things can happen. How does that help anything? Somebody lose their child. How is that? That doesn't make any sense. What soul would pick to have a life like that? Nobody would pick that. I mean, that's how people think. They don't, they look at it with their emotions tied into death being a forever thing. They don't look at it from a higher mind perspective, that God consciousness of knowing that you're an eternal being and there is no death. So yeah, you'd come in and experience all these things because you learn from pain. And so in this one, it is a child dies. And one of the most interesting parts too is the mom who is, she's an alcoholic. You know, the kid dies when he's really little. And so she never really got to know her child. And all of a sudden her child's gone. How painful that is, but how much that would change. I could change everything for this person for the rest of their life, how they're going to approach every moment with somebody. You know, there's a lot to learn there, and there's a lot of lessons, you know, or you can just, you know, drown your sorrows some more and, you know, just, you know, write it out in the bar, you know, for the rest of your life, being sad and miserable. And, but in this, that one is really an interesting dynamic to watch. This lady, as, you know, she kind of transitions into this realization about herself and so many different people, you know, like, and I've noticed too, when people want to judge somebody else, it's because they don't want to judge themselves. So they need to say, oh, that person's bad. You know, that person did something wrong. It's like we all do things wrong. You know, people do things wrong all the time. We do stupid shit. It just so happens sometimes stupid shit happens and the people get the consequences. We don't always get the consequences to our stupid shit. Some people do. And that is when you see, like, really what this soul learning thing is all about. You know, that the transition that happens, or the stagnation, but the transition that is meant to happen when something happens to help you grow, to, you know, enlighten yourself. And so, in this show, you know, it has just all these different people of having to look at themselves. And, you know, if they're even going to support this kid, like, they're so judgmental of what he did. But, you know, I've definitely left my child in the car before. I mean, there was definitely there was a long period, you know, until there kept being tragedies happening where people start being like, fuck, it's not safe to leave your kid in the car. And everybody's like, damn, if somebody leaves their kid in the car, once that's been decided, then, you know, they're criminal. Well, we all did this shit. We all have done stupid shit. So, you know, and that's that saying is, there go I. You know, how can I judge you? You know, the whole glass, throwing stones at glass houses. We have no place to judge others. But yeah, so many people want to just jump in and judge somebody else. And, you know, when we should be there for these people when they do stupid shit. But, you know, a lot of times they just get isolated and segregated for being an outcast and ignorant, you know, stupid ass that caused this horrible crisis to happen. And it's like, I think we need to be a little more tender, you know, a little gentler with people, because it's definitely, I don't think there's probably a person on this planet who has not done something stupid and, you know, just got away with it by the skin of their teeth. These are just, skin of their, I don't know, one of those sayings, the skin of their back, their neck, I don't know, whatever the saying is. I just think that, you know, that this movie really does represent a good way of showing, you know, what the different people go through when these things happen. What I'm saying is because your soul is going in because it wants to experience this. It wants to have this, I mean, there's a lot of growth potential if you take it. You have tremendous growth potential in a tragedy, but you have to take it. And I think that's part of the whole thing of learning that you are an infinite being and that this is just an experience. You know, we put way too much pressure on it. We put way too much pressure on ourselves and way too much pressure on everyone. And, you know, if we just kind of relax and, but, you know, when you do have these things happen, Don't go into that like victim, poor me, I'm just going to sit in the bar and get drunk for the rest of my life. No, take what you learn, because there are so many lessons that happen. And then, sometimes helping others get through their stuff helps people to get through their own. So there's other ways to deal with pain and suffering, and we'll go more into that kind of, because as we move out of Western medicine, Western medicine is that quick fix, stick a Band-Aid on it, take a pill, call me tomorrow. If I'm not on the golf course, I'll be there. So, it's not been about our true healing, about really, figuring out what's wrong with us. Even their psychology and psychiatry and stuff is all manipulation, whatever is used for us. But there is some stuff that opens up in there. They have some good ways, but their idea of how to heal them, the way that you can find all your healing, you don't even have to go outside of yourself. It's all just right here. It's all right there. And, you could use some psychology books and stuff to try and figure out your patterns and how you've got yourself into certain situations. But the way to heal yourself, 100%, I say, is spiritual. It's the connection to self. It's to understand self. It's to recognize you and accept yourself and love yourself. And, when it comes to people dying and stuff, like there's a lot of lessons to learn, but you have to be able to, like, each person's going to have their own, just like in this movie, everybody has their own things they're learning from this situation. So, it's hard to say, but there is lessons. There's always lessons. There's always things to learn. And, I feel like that the more that we get into the idea, that this is just an experience and this isn't the end, and your time with this person has ended right now, but they're still there. They're still around you, and they don't leave you forever. And I think that's one of the hardest things about, when somebody leaves this play that we're in. That's how I really see it. Like, it's a play. It is just playing a part. You just go in and you're just playing a part. Only you get to decide. You get to decide who your character is. You get to form your character. You get to make your mark as your character. You get to decide how you treat others with your own character. That's all on you. And there is no excuse. Like, we can't use just, I had a shitty childhood, so therefore I can lash out and treat people like shit. There's no excuse. I'm not going to be able to hide from that kind of way anymore. Our true intent is going to be crystal clear. And, there's not going to be any, like, gaslighting will be a thing of the past, because we'll be too tuned into ourselves, and we will not let others treat us bad. If there's certain people who just want to keep treating people bad, they would just get outcasted eventually. Nobody's going to put up with it anymore. So anyways, that's just my little tidbit for now. So talk to you later. Bye.